Welcome to this podcast, Team Bold. Do you remember this statement that the Deputy President Rigathi once made while speaking in a church event in Kiambu County?
Average in his administration. So nimeona debate inaendelea ati maneno sijui ya kingpin. Now, you kingpin, I have read the constitution. There is no provision anywhere in our constitution for a kingpin. So, hii kingpin ofisi yake iko wapi? Mshahara yake ni ngapi? So, if there are people who want to that office, I'm not part of it because maybe I'm deputy president. My office is in Harambee House, na ingine iko Karen, and there is a salary, and there is a job to do. So, if there are people who are interested in that position, si wachukue waendelee na kazi yao, then watuambie ofisi yao iko wapi, functions yao ni gani, mshahara yao ni pesa ngapi, wataretire siku gani. So let us not, people want to be trivial because they want to look for issues where there are none. I am Deputy President for the Republic of Kenya. I assist the President to run the country. I have no time or desire to aspire for any other office because ile kazi mimi nimepewa na rais Bishop, my day starts at 5 and ends at midnight. If I just tell you my duties so that you know, I have no time for that kingship nonsense.
If you've been keen, you realize that I never made any comment on this statement by Rigathi, and I had intended not to, because I looked at it and I was, my position was very clear that time will just tell. In fact, I was just looking at, I knew I would confirm after some time whether it is indeed true that Rigathi is not interested to be the Mount Kenya kingpin. And today, I saw a post by a man I normally follow, Uhuru, a man I believe has a bit of what happens. And anyone to understand intrigues in Mount Kenya politics, Uhuru is normally well endowed. And he made this post. Kiambu MCAs are furious. The Deputy President Rigathi was in Kiambu last Sunday for an ACK church Harambee. The DP had earlier in the week given 1 million bob for all the 86 Kiambu MCAs, not to eat but to come and contribute at the Harambee 10k each. So if you divide, it comes to around 860,000. The money was received by an MCA who is leading in the fight against Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi. He shared it with 38 MCAs in that camp. The rest are now demanding to know if the money was meant for all the 86 or just the 38 who are fighting the governor. They want to know if the DP is also fighting the governor. I have looked at that post twice. And there's some few observations, there's some few interpretations that I can derive from it. Of course, if you have been close to politicians, you will understand that even during, nothing new with this, during the time when William Ruto was frequently going to campaign in Mount Kenya, the huge amounts of money that were sometimes given to these churches, you will go back now and not trace a church that was given even 5 million. There was churches that were given 2 million. And later on, there is even no construction going on. Now, the first thing was that some money will be given and a portion is taken and some is taken back. Number two, some leaders who accompanied William Ruto and leaders who are now shelved, who had now to be plucked from Uhuru Kenyatta's circle, were to be facilitated even to attend those events and the fundraisers, even what they would give in those fundraisers. So it is a trend, it is a practice that has been within the UDA ranks, and if even the insiders will tell you that's something that is normal, it happens. that they were given some money and this money given to these churches. So, it is a script that was going on. So, the second interpretation is this, that Rigathi Gachagua is clearly trying to find some rapport with those Kiambu MCAs. Why? Do you remember when Rigathi was in Berlin, was in Germany, I think, in Belgium, William Ruto met with 12 Kiambu MPs in the absence of Rigathi? Yes, I analyzed that video here. He met with the 12 Kiambu MPs, and that delegation was led by none other than Kimani Ichung'wah. Now, in Kiambu, that's one interpretation, that he's finding some rapport with the MCAs. Then the third interpretation here is Rigathi Gachagua wants to enjoy himself through the church. Why would MCAs be facilitated to give money and accompany the deputy president there, and they give that money? It's part of contact with the people. And so, that is why when I saw him saying the previous video that I'm not interested in being the kingpin, I knew it was a reverse psychology. Now, the new details about these Kiambu MCAs, if it is something to go by, actually indicates showing a different version of what Rigathi was saying. This shows clearly that Rigathi Gachagua is acting in panic as far as the Mount Kenya politics is concerned. And I just want to show you, I want to explain, in this podcast, I want to explain why he's acting in panic. But to give you a different picture of what exactly is happening in Mount Kenya, recently, or last Sunday, the very Sunday, I drove from Nyeri all the way to Karatina, kuja niyo njia hadi hapo around Kenol. And while in Nyeri, I captured some 2 amateur videos. One, both of them were talking something about Uhuru Kenyatta. Of course, the photos are blurred because they are amateur videos. They were taken by the phone. Can you look at this?
Unasema Uhuru bado ni wakusema?
Uhuru ako na nguvu. Kwa Mount Kenya? Huyu jamaa ako na sauti bwana. Ako na sauti juu kuna mambo alituambia itafanyika na imefanyika. Watu wanampenda.
Watu wanampenda
sana. Ni vile sijui kulienda aje. Lakini naye Ruto akadanganya watu. Kwa pia anasikika huku. Ako na sauti kubwa bwana. Ni venye tu sasa Uhuru, Ruto aliingia mapema akadanganya watu wakanaswa.
Na Maina Njenga anataka nini?
Maina Njenga anataka akue 2027-2032. Akue sasa ndiye kusema huko asimame president.
Najaribu hata mimi naona naangalia 2032.
Sio 2027.
Na sio 2027.
Anataka kwanza akue kingpin wa Kikuyu.
Sasa
ati Kikuyu mkubwa wao ni Maina Njenga. Sasa akuja itishe kiti 2032. Na hiyo ndio sasa naye Rigathi anataka. Ndio unaona hata Rigathi alikuwa huyu jamaa alikuwa ameshikwa. Ndio alikuwa amemuonea mbali. Sasa hiyo ndio kizungumkuti. Ndio unaona
na hii shida ya coffee nini haswa ni nini? Na hii coffee. Mbona kiti imeshindikana?
Ni brokers. Unajua sasa haya huko sasa tuseme mabrokers tayari wameharibu huko
Nairobi.
Huko nchi za nje huko. Washaharibu juu wamesema nini? So wameshaelezea mambo venye zinaendelea huko. Na plan venye iko. Lazima waharibu soko. Soko ishaharibiwa huko nje.
Sasa difference iko aje? Nilikuwa nasema ilikuwa nauzwa kwa kilo imepungua. Bei ya kilo imepungua.
Tulikuwa tumeambiwa 150. Sasa imekuja na 70. Tulikuwa tumepewa na 90 kabla hajaingia.
Tulikuwa mpewa na 90?
90 100 kabla hajaingia. Kia ikashuka watu wengi wakapewa na 70. Na tulikuwa tumeambiwa ni 150. Watu wamekasirika Mount Kenya bana.
Sinaona watu ni kama wameacha kuleta kulima hiyo kitu.
Wamekasirika. Lakini Rigathi akatengeneza kahawa. Ni hivyo Mount Kenya amechukua.
Akitengeneza kahawa ni hivyo.
Akitengeneza, hata mimi nasema asishughulike na mambo nyingi. Kama anataka kingpin wa Kikuyu, atengeneze kahawa. Na yeye ni kama amejua, anashughulika.
Unasema atengeneze kahawa.
Hiyo tu imetosha. Hiyo tu imetosha.
Na mimi niseme
kahawa, majani chai. Hai.
Sababu hiyo inasaidia hii mtaa.
Sasa huku ni mkulima wa kahawa na majani chai. Hiyo ingine sasa itakuwa ni wakova. Akipewa kingpin sasa ni hivyo, lakini lazima anyenyekee mbele yako.
Lazima anyenyekee.
Lazima.
Mtu aliniambia jana ile siku ya birthday ya Uhuru, nilikuwa Nyeri stage. Akaniambia Kevin, ungekuja Nyeri ungejua ni Uhuru mwenyewe. Yaani walikuwa wanamuongelea.
Ni yule mtu unasikianga amechaguliwa na Mungu tu. Amechaguliwa na Mungu. Huyu jamaa kuna roho safi. Iko roho safi sana. Lakini sasa huyu mnafiki bana tumechagua hapa. Huyu mnafiki bana. Hata baba ni mzuri bana.
Hata baba huyu alikuwa kama Jesus
baba ni roho safi by the way.
Baba ni roho safi.
Huyu jamaa ni hypocrite. Unajua ni sifa tu anajifanya mimi nafinywa na Uhuru, si mnaona hata huyu jamaa analia. Anakuja kulilia huku bana.
Alikuja kalia.
Watu nao kwa Kikuyu bana wako na huruma nyingine. Kali sana. Ukanyenyekea tu kamwambia si mnaona venye nafinywa. Sasa huyu mtu wenu kwa nini ananifanyia hivi? Wakikuyu wako na huruma. Alichaguliwa juu ya huruma. Si ati tulichapa huko nini Eldoret huko 207 haraka kajamaa tu walikuwa na saulingi haraka, wanajuanga kusamehe haraka, na wao pia ni watu ambaya Wakikuyu wakapata na kauchungu kwa roho anaweza ngolewa.
Now this shows you what's happening. And that is clearly why Rigathi Gachagua is worried. It is very true, unless you bury your head in the sand, that the young people who supported William Ruto in the mountain and who supported Kenya Kwanza in the mountain are a bit aggrieved. So there are 4 reasons why Rigathi is acting in panic about Mount Kenya. Number 1, the kingpinship battle is crowded. Yes, it is crowded. It is someone like Moses Kuria is there. You know, Maina Njenga is there. And the same Maina Njenga and Moses Kuria are like buddies. There is the other axis of the Jubilee Party. Even within the UDA party, you have the Moranga factor talking about Ndindi Nyoro. There is another camp that think it should be Kithure Kindiki. There is someone else who think it should be someone else. So that is a bit crowded, and I think plan A in getting the Mount Kenya kingpinship has failed. Plan A was to assert his authority, that by the virtue of being the deputy president, what Rigathi was expecting is that anyone, any member of parliament, governor and senator from Mount Kenya will actually endorse him as the kingpin. That was the plan A, but the virtue of him being the kingpin. But that failed. And you've heard stories about how people want to reach out, get to the president directly. So that is the first, because it seems he has to fall back to plan B. And even this aspect of I'm not interested is part of the plan B. He's retreating, but then taking a different approach. Number 2, the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, lacks political clout beyond Mount Kenya. In fact, to be specific, Nyeri. If Ricky G fails to cement the backing of Mount Kenya, then I can clearly tell you that he will not be influential to be William Ruto's running mate in 2027. Without Nyeri, without Mount Kenya supporting Rigathi Gachagua, you don't have a deputy president. You actually have a Madeira member of parliament, a former Madeira member of parliament. And that is why he has to work through thick and thin. Directly, that's what many people say, he lacks the national appeal. Not the national appeal, but the national look. Give it away. Give it or take it from, you can give it or take it from him. If you look at Musalia Mudavadi, he does not have a lot of influence even in his own county, in Western. But Mudavadi has a very soft spot even in Luo, despite of just political, changing political positions. Mudavadi has a backing here, even in this Nairobi, in quite a number of other countries. So that is the first thing that is troubling, because I'm telling you, Rigathi Gachagua will want to be deputy president after, in 2027, because through that he thinks that's the easiest way to go through it. Number 3, Uhuru resurgence is coming, and it's coming very fast. Uhuru resurgence is not on Uhuru Kenyatta coming in as the most influential person, but there is a growing wave where how Mount Kenya is falling back to say Heri Uhuru. Now, if you've been keen, you'll realize there is a consistent message that has been passed. We warned you. And we warned you message was the person who warned Mount Kenya was Uhuru Kenyatta. And when there is an element of regret, the political propaganda team that are spearheading it are saying, we warned you. And that's it. And by the way, this we warned you thing is not just even on Uhuru Kenyatta. I've seen Mutahi Ngunyi now telling Uhuru Kenyatta, listening to Kenyans on the cost of living. And I'll explain tomorrow in another podcast about this. Why if Ruto fails to listen to Kenyans on cost of living, then that will take him home in 2027. Take that to bank. Number 3, Ruto is against, Rigathi has realized he's treading very dangerous route in the mountain, because he has realized that Ruto is against his push to be the kingpin. And that is why, even when the king was here, Ruto ridiculed the kingpinship contest. The most prominent leader that has been so much vocal about the kingpin aspect is Rigathi Gachagua. So he's treading dangerous route, because even he's realized that his own boss, William Ruto, seems not to be backing the whole thing about the kingpin. Ladies and gentlemen, as I finish, I just want you to look, if you look at what has happened, I saw Rigathi supporting, or rather helping the impeachment not to get to the Senate, that one at the county assembly. And if there is a need, if this is a trend where people are paid money to go and give in fundraisers, what is the objective? Why don't he just go and give 1 million? Why would you give these MCAs money to? Is it buying them so that they escort you there? Do you need all the MCAs? Do you need all that 6 MCAs to attend that church fundraiser? Because I want to believe if 36 MCAs have attended, then if the church in Kiambu, if it's not a big church, that's almost half of the population there. So are you going to fill the church with a number of MCAs? I'm just trying to think around it. Do you need to be escorted? Why would a deputy president need to be in a church fundraiser with 36 MCAs? Don't you think it should be about cabinet secretaries? The deputy president should roll with cabinet secretary, leaders of the Senate, leader of the National Assembly, and maybe, some members of executive ahead of some parastatals. Should it be about MCAs? By the way, what do you read about it? I want to read your reaction on that, because, yeah, I'll package something on that. Thank you. Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. This is the northern part of the coastal northern coast, and I am live at the Uzuri Coastal Apartment. I want to show you a B&B. I know this is now a holiday season, and most of us are coming in the country. You also want to spend some time in the coastal area, and of course, this is the best place. It is very convenient, and I want to show you so that we do a house tour. You know what exactly is inside and how it looks like, so that you can really be in a position to make a good decision. It is a very good partnership between the Bold podcast and the Uzuri Coastal Apartment here in the coast. Asante, let's go. Yes, so when you come, this is the house. This is the beautiful sitting room, or rather the living room. This is your dining. So, you know, like in these rooms, when you come, you're supposed to be able to prepare your food, or even without that, you can still get someone a cook to serve you. And this will be your dining. Then, so on this other end is the kitchen. So the kitchen is very big. This is where you cook. So, and it's very comfortable because when you cook, the smoke that is coming is being absorbed by this. Then this is where you can keep your stuff. This is a microwave, and even you also have a fridge on this other end. So it's a very comfortable place. So before even I show you the other side of the living room, here is a door where you can, you know, when you are here and you want to freshen up, you can just come out here. You can do your laundry around this place. It's a very serene space, guys. You can do your laundry here. You can also just rest and just around the balcony, as you have a very good view of the place. And by the way, as your cameraman is showing you, you see the place is quite an amazing space, and you can take a very good view. So even standing here or being around this place is quite a very interesting scenery. So this is what is it? So let's go back inside so that we give you the other bit of it. Yes. So these are your sofa sets. This is where you can relax. So you make yourself comfortable here. If you can look at it, these are the chair, and then the TV set. So it's a place you can. I promise you, this is a place that you really loved. I've been here for the last I think I spent my night here, and it's quite amazing. It's quite an amazing place. So I want to show you the other spaces, but this is literally what that living room looks like. You really love it. So let's go. Now, the other place I want you to see, this is the dispenser. Yeah, this is the dispenser, and they have Wi-Fi. So you should not even worry about your internet, and I've used it. It's quite very fast. So you can be able to run your errands if you want to work online, you want to just keep up, and you also want to watch the Bold podcast, you'll be able to get that. So on this end is now double bed. This looks amazingly beautiful. I'm telling you, this is good. You know, this is a place that sometimes kwa maisha pia unajitibu. You just unazoea hii, you get used to this one. It's quite good space. And then I've realized by the guys, the cost is a bit hot. I don't want hot or relatively hot. And when you get into this spaces, it's quite good. This is the double bed. So if you're a couple, you can organize yourself here. Now this is where you can keep your stuff. See, it's your wardrobe. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's open. Then here, the ventilation is there, and you see the fan, so you can organize yourself, and then it will on. With that, you can get your fresh air, and you will be amazing. So this is our washroom, and this is another hospitality space that's quite an amazing. You will literally love it. You can organize yourself, find out wall, and yes, these are the places that you should really come to visit. Then I want to show you the other end. There is something I need to show you in this room. Now, there is something interesting, but let me tell you, as you can see, hapa, this is some transparent. No, this is a bit transparent kio. And if you can just open, if you want to get out, because you can still get a good view. No, this one is in your bedroom, and you're still getting a good view of the coast. You can still just open, make yourself come along. Then you come out and take another view. So something is interesting. When you're here, when you're somewhere here, you can take the view of the space, and you can also get the beach view. I don't know if I'm using the right word, the beach view. So as you can see, that is, so while standing here, you just come out of your bedroom.